What's up, Sportman family? It's your boy Sparkman, and today we're talking about the market and cards you should be selling right now. Well, first up on this list is Thunder King Raiho. I have this on the list because 1, it's a great card, 2, it's holding a good price point, and 3, wow, it's a good Edison card, and it's been creeping its way into certain decks in the meta, and even side decks of certain decks. So, I mean, listen, the common for this card is above $6. That's incredible by itself, right? A common card that's above $1 for anything is always amazing. So it being over $6, I mean, if you can make back some money if you're short on change, this is a great way to do it, especially if you have it laying around in one of your tins, one of your cupboards. Go ahead and sell this, right? Now, listen, Thunder King Raiho is also one of the cards I'm putting on this list because we've been seeing more support for Edison format, for GOAT format, and older cards getting itself reprinted in newer sets. Reprinted sets, that is. And with that being said, I think Thunder King Raiho is eventually going to make its way into one of those reprint sets, whether it be the tins coming out very soon or just another set in general. So just be aware of that, and with that being said, Iron Chain Dragon could be another one of those cards that could see itself getting reprinted as well. It only has one copy ever in its existence made, and that was in Crossroads of Chaos back in the 5Ds era. Shout out to Black Rose Dragon, that guy's Ghost in that one. But it has one copy. It's $5. First of all, it's a great card. I think it should be more than $5. Probably should be $10 at this point. Just one copy ever made, and the effect that it has is incredible. I mean, pitching your opponent's cards on top of their deck, if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, I mean, that's incredible. You know, it definitely a card that could probably see play in today's meta as well, if I'm being honest. And we'll see what happens with this one. I do believe that it probably will get its reprint sooner rather than later, but just be on the lookout. If you have it, I'll start trying to get rid of it as well. Magical Android. Magical Android is just another copy that has been, well, I didn't even know it was this expensive, but it's expensive, and it hasn't seen its reprint probably since Learning Collection 5Ds. This is a very awesome copy to have if you have these two. I would probably tell you not to sell it. If you have the Turbo Pack one or the Jewel Terminal 5, I would hold on to those because those are a little bit more rare and nicer to get. Whereas Learning Collection 5Ds and the Dual Genesis, though it's the older set, it's, you know, it's nice. It has a better copy in the ultra rare form and everything like that. It's not seen as I would say more appealing to a lot of older players than the Turbo Pack and the Dual Terminal 5, if I'm being completely honest. That's why it holds a higher price point. And even if you have a first edition Dual Genesis of Magical Android, probably. But with that being said, again, these are older copies. Konami is supporting older cards. We do see it with this, especially Substitute, right? Substitute has gotten its reprint in the newest set's Terminal Revenge. Yes, it's still holding a nice price point at $6, and the older card of it is still at $7, but it was holding a much higher evaluation a few weeks ago as well. And ever since this card has now been reprinted, the decline of the card is humongous. So yeah, I mean, definitely worth your while in getting rid of copies sooner rather than later. Like I said, Substitute was a lot of money, and I'll just show you right here. This is how much it was. Unlimited first edition, a lot of money. Now, that's how much it's selling for. It's cheap. It's very cheap compared to what it was, right? So, again, once something gets reprinted, it devaluates a lot, so you better, move on from it while you can. And depending on the copy as well, like if it's an Ultimate, those types of things, then, the difference is the difference, right? So with that being said, we're moving on to Clockwork Knight, one of the newer cards in a set that was not, too old now at this point. I would say, a year and a half, 2 years old. Crystal Revenge, how long did that come out? It feels like a year now, right? I feel like time is just escaping me these days, but I feel like this set didn't come out that too long ago. Clockwork Knight is definitely a card that's been a nice price point for a while. I do see it getting its reprint within the next year, and it's a nice value card right now. I would get rid of it while you can, while it holds that price point, because I mean, for the most part, what does it really do too much in the meta? I mean, it's nice, but I don't know. I think it's probably going to devaluate at some point, so just be aware of that. XX Saber Hanalei, or if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but you guys understand what this card is. Older card. Obviously, if you have the Ultimate Rare, I would probably hold on to it. Don't move on from it. But if you have the Ultra Rare copy, start to make your way and move on from it as well. Bishil Dissipator. Well, with the new tins coming out, I do have Bishil Dissipator on this list, as well as Superstar Slayer Typhoon Sky Crisis. You try saying that 10 times in a row. That one is going to be probably my 2 number 1 picks for the new tins coming out as its reprint. You know, we already have Trident Dragion as one of the cards that are expected to be in there, or has been already confirmed actually to be in there. Obviously, I would not move on from the Ultimate Rare copy. If you had a first edition, hold on to that, and even if you had an unlimited one, hold on to it, because Ultimate Rares are a little bit more fancier, nicer, while as these, they're not as great, right? If I'm being honest. Yes, it's secret rare. Yes, it's ultra. It's nice. It's higher rarity in an aspect, but not to anything extent like an ultimate rare. But if you have these copies, try to move on from it, because it probably will be under, I don't know, $18, $20 when the new tints come out. So just be aware of that. SP Knight is another one that has been going down in value. I mean, I think you can see it here. It was at like $110 like only like a month or two ago. It went down to $90 in the past few weeks, and now it's at $85 to $89, and it's continuously going down because people are fearful that it might get its reprint in the newest tins or a new set coming out. But to be honest, probably will be in the new tins. If they're trying to sell these tins, they're trying to make, you know, some market on these tins, they probably will put SP Knight in those tins. And you know, a lot of people say that they're not going to try to put all their eggs in one basket with the tins, but you know, last year they pretty much did that. They put a lot of the good cards in those tins, and I have a feeling that they're going to do that with these new tins as well. Now, obviously, they're not going to put every great card in the tins. They have to, you know, evaluate and put other stuff in other reprint products down the line. But I do believe SP Knight is probably, if I have to be honest, like 85% probably going to be in the tins. But you guys let me know what you think is going to be represented in the tins in the comment section down below, because I'm always love to hear your opinions, because again, you know, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell the future or anything like that, but I try to give my best, you know, opinion, take, or evaluation of where the market's going or what things could be in certain things as well, right? So Earthbound Prisoner Stone Sweeper. This is another one that's been going up in price. I even had my locals say we're actually going to hold on to our copy because we do see this going up in price. I don't see this one going up too much more. I think at most it'll probably be $8, but I don't see this one going above like 10, to be honest with you. I can't wait to pick this one up because I do want to add it to certain decks that I'm making. But it is a great card, but I don't see it going above $10. So I do think that if you do have it, it's probably time to sell it, if I'm being honest. Totally awesome. Well, it's got its hype back up with new cards coming out and it being a little bit more relevant in the next weeks to come with, like I said, new cards coming out. And you know, yes, it has seen its price increase, but I don't think from this standpoint where it is at now, you're going to see it increase too much more, if I'm being honest. You know, maybe the secret rare copy might go up a little bit here and there, but if I'm being the ultra and the rare, if you have them, move on from them. If you don't want them, if you're not using them, move on from them. Other than that, yeah, I just don't see a reason to keep these, to be honest with you, if you're not really using them. Because you really never know with what they say with meta decks. You know, some meta decks might be really great, but then really might not be that great and falter off in the TCG. So just be aware of that as well. Punishment Dragon is another great card that we've been talking about for months now, but I think it's time to start moving on from this copy. It's starting to see its decrease. It was increasing and decreasing, going back and forth like a stock market. But I'll be honest with you, if you do have it, I don't see this one really doing too much more for you in the long game for the market. So if you do have it, time to pitch it. All right, and that's about it. Back to Thunder King Ryo. But that's about it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's market watch and cards you should be selling right now. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to subscribe, and we'll be back with much more tomorrow. So from yours truly, Sparkman, I'll see you next one. Peace out. I give my all. Hey, just to save you, I give all.